So I will go ahead and hand it off here to Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm a professional speaker and author. I've sold hundreds of books and touched thousands of people's lives. But I've realized that in lots of ways, I've just been a bartender selling shots of brandies. I made a living. I did fine. I have a website. I have probably the best communication profile tool on the planet that nobody knows about. And it can help millions and millions of people. And it's very appropriate from my point of view that a million cups will help me reach a million people. And that's my goal. How? What? When? Where? This cartoon probably shows what I felt all my life, is that we have tremendous communication gaps that we try to work around and get across, sending paper airplanes across the chasms instead of trying to jump it. And we can build bridges. And that's what iTalk is all about, and that's what I've done to touch people's lives. Interestingly enough, the answer has been in front of us all along. That there are 4 different types of eyes. If you look at your eyes, and many people are probably very familiar with looking at their eyes, doing their makeup, it'll give you a clue to who you are and how you think and how you communicate. What happens is that we have 4 different languages that we're talking all the time, and we think everybody talks our language, and they don't. The differences are profound. You know, people have asked me, how do I talk to a visual person? You don't. You send them a memo. What they talk about or what they're interested in is very different than what somebody is in regards to relationship and developing rapport. There are sensitive people out there that feel things 100 to 1,000 times more. And they wonder why people do what they do. And they don't understand why people are doing what they're doing. It's because they're not understanding that person's language, and the other person is not understanding yours. So really, in lots of ways, and what I'm asking is, who do I help with communication? Do I just help businesses and help them increase their profits 300%? What about relationships? Anybody have relationships that they would like communication to be improved on? Students. Students often are disrespected from their learning style simply because they learn differently than the instructor. In fact, this one is particularly I'm passionate about because ADD and ADHD are not necessarily diseases at all. They're simply learning styles that are misunderstood by the people in the power. Native Americans in particular are challenged by that particular bias in a tremendous way. Teamwork. If we could increase our teamwork 300%, what would our productivity be like? In lots of ways, this cartoon sums it up in many, many ways. 4 blind men encountering an elephant. They're all correct, and that they all don't see the full picture. iTalk talks about and allows people to see the full picture on the way we're communicating and what this elephant that's in the room and understanding it. So, it's time for the cognac of iTalk to reach millions of people rather than thousands. In lots of ways, the digital universe allows us to do that. But that's not my universe naturally. I have lots to learn from you. Sure, I have an API on my website, or APK, where it collects data and it presents it in a dramatically different way. but nobody knows about it. Keyword, social media strategy, the digital product, what do I do? How do I create the pricing strategy that is fair to me and fair to the other people and still reach the numbers of people that I do need to reach? I have content for a variety of markets. I have presentation skills. And I have an open mind and a heart that is asking for help. Because just as it takes a village to raise a child, I think it takes a village or a metropolis or a state to transform the world. And that's what I'm about. And I'm needing help. So, see, these are some of the questions that I have. What niche? How do I package the digital content? What is the pricing strategy? What's a workable social media strategy? What questions am I not asking? These are all things that you're much more familiar with than I am. I know what I have. And I know that it's important for the world. So, come over here. How? That's not only important in communication, it's important in how to reach out and help the people that are asking for help, whether they know it or not. So, just as I started the presentation with these 4 questions, who, what, where, how? And that's what I'm here to ask you. So with that, I'd like to open it up to questions and seek the counsel from all of these wise people, no matter what your age, no matter what your communication style. I'm here to learn.